Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. For today's video, it is going to be about the basics of crochet. So this video is for beginners level, and I'm going to teach you guys how to make foundation chain, single crochet, and double crochet. So just a basic introduction. For you to start crocheting, you will need both yarn and crochet hook. So your crochet hook usually comes in different sizes, and it depends on which kind of yarn you're using. So usually at the yarn, there'll be a label which tell you what size of hook you should use. Okay, so I decided to use another color for the string so that it will be easier for you guys to see. So when we start crocheting, you will need to form a slip knot. So what you will need to do is to bring the shorter end of the string across the yarn, okay, and then you would bring this shorter end of the string across the loop and pull the longer end of the string, okay, and this is adjustable, so make sure that your slip knot is not too big or too small, okay, and you put your crochet hook across the loop or the slip knot. When you hold the string, make sure that your index finger is supporting the longer end of the string and your two fingers are holding onto the shorter end of the string, and you want to make sure that you're actually working through the longer end of the string so that you can continue making your stitches. So the first thing that you would do is to put your crochet through the slip knot, and then you would put your crochet hook above the yarn, and then you would hook the string and pull through the loop. That is your first chain. Again, you would put your crochet hook above the yarn and then hook it, we call it yarn over, and pull through the second loop, and that is your second chain. Let's do it for the third time. You would put your crochet hook above the yarn, hook it, yarn over, and pull through the third loop. This is your third chain. Make sure that you're letting the string over here slide as you yarn over, and don't pull it too tight because that would affect your chain. So make sure that your left hand is relaxed, then you can easily hook it, yarn over, and pull through the loop. So we already have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5, 6. With our 6th foundation chain, we are now able to move on to single crochet. When you would like to do single crochet, you would need to have a foundation chain. So over here we have 6 foundation chain that we have done earlier. And when we continue single crochet, if you would like it to be 6 single crochet, you would need to add extra chain before you start your single crochet. So you would add 1 extra chain. After you're done with making the extra chain, you would want to make sure that your crochet hook goes inside the stitch that is second from the hook. So you wouldn't want to put it inside this stitch, but you want to put it inside here, inside this stitch. So you would make sure that your crochet hook goes inside this stitch, and then you would go under the yarn, pull the yarn through that stitch. This will form 2 loops on the crochet hook, and then you would again go under the yarn and pull through those 2 loops, and that is 1 single crochet. We will now do the second single crochet. So we would go to the next stitch, we will go inside the stitch, go under the yarn, pull it through. We now have 2 loops, and you would go under the yarn and pull it through those 2 loops. So that is a second single crochet. Let's do it for the 3rd time. You would go inside the stitch, pull the yarn through that stitch, and then pull the yarn again through those 2 loops, and that is the 3rd single crochet. So let me just finish this. 4, 5, and 6. So you can see over here that there is 6 single crochet. After you're done with 6 single crochet and you would like to go to the next row, you will need to form an extra chain. So you would just go over the yarn and pull it through that 1 loop, and then you would flip the crochet stitches that you have made, and then you would go inside this loop, this stitch. You would go inside this stitch, and you would insert the hook into that stitch. Again, pull the yarn through that stitch, and you would have 2 loops, and then you would go under the yarn again and pull it through those 2 loops. So now we are working on the 2nd row of the single crochet. You would go inside the next stitch, pull the yarn through that stitch, and then you would pull through the yarn through those 2 loops. Let's do it for the 3rd time. And the 4th single crochet, and the 5th, and the 6th. So usually at the end it might be a little bit hard to see, so you need to make sure that you're counting it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that is how you would do your single crochet. For double crochet, after you're done with making your foundation chain, you will need to add extra 2 foundation chain before you start your double crochet. So over here we have 6 foundation chain, and what I want to do next is to add 2 extra foundation chain. 1, 2. Next, in order for me to start the double crochet, I'm going to put my crochet hook around the yarn. After I'm done with putting the yarn around my crochet hook, I'm going to put the crochet hook into the 3rd stitch from the hook. So this is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. I'm going to insert it here, and then I'm going to pull the yarn through that stitch, and I will have 3 loops on my crochet hook. I'm going to again put the crochet hook around the yarn and pull it through 2 of those loops. And this will allow me to have 2 loops on my crochet hook, and I'm going to yarn over again and then pull the yarn through those 2 loops, and that is 1 double crochet. Let's try it again. I'm going to put the yarn around my crochet hook, insert my crochet hook into the next stitch, and then pull the yarn through. I will now have 3 loops, and then I'm going to put my yarn around my crochet hook again, and I'm going to pull it through 2 loops. And now I have 2 loops on my crochet hook. I'm going to put my crochet hook around the yarn and pull it through those 2 loops. Next, I'm going to go to the next stitch, yarn over, insert it into the stitch, pull the yarn through, and I'll have 3 loops, and then I'll yarn over again, pull it through 2 loops, and then I'll yarn over again and pull it through loops. And that is my 3rd double crochet. So I'm going to do this again. My fourth double crochet, my fifth double crochet, and my sixth double crochet. After you're done with making your double crochet, what you will need to do is to add 2 extra chain. And we are now going to flip the double crochet. Now what we're going to do is to put the yarn around the hook, insert the crochet hook into the first stitch here, and then you will yarn over, pull it through 2 loops, and then put the yarn again through 2 loops. And that is your first double crochet on the second row. Let's do it again. Insert it into the next stitch. That is second double crochet. There's a third. And now I'm going to do the fourth double crochet. Fifth. And then 6. So that is how you would make double crochet